They've been hiding this from you. Every price tag, every countdown timer, every only 3 left notification is a psychological weapon aimed at your wallet. You've said it before, probably more times than you'd like to admit. I'm just bad with money. You say it like it's a personality trait, like some people are born with blue eyes and you were born with an empty wallet. But I need you to hear this. That story you're telling yourself, it's not true. And worse, someone put that story in your head on purpose. Let me show you what's actually happening inside your brain every time you open your wallet. And more importantly, who built the machine that makes it happen? My name is Jake. On this channel, we study the invisible forces that quietly drain your bank account and keep you stuck. If you've ever finished a month and had no idea where your money went, this video is the most important thing you'll watch all year. Stay with me. The story you were told about yourself. Here's a story you probably recognize. It's 9:43 on a Tuesday night. You're tired, you're scrolling, and an ad shows up. Maybe it's a jacket, maybe it's a gadget, maybe it's a skincare set with a before and after photo that makes your face feel like a crime scene. You think, I don't need this, but then you tap it anyway. You look at the price. It's $49. Not crazy. You scroll the reviews, 4.8 stars, 3,000 reviews. Someone says it changed their life. You add it to cart. You tell yourself you'll think about it. But the timer at the top says the discount expires in 18 minutes. So you check out. 2 days later, it arrives. $49. It's fine. Not life-changing, but fine. 3 weeks later, you see the next version. $59. A month after that, a limited edition, $74. 6 months later, you're reorganizing a drawer of fine but not life-changing things. And you still tell yourself you're just bad with money. You're not bad with money. You just walked through a system that was designed, tested, and optimized by some of the smartest behavioral scientists on the planet, specifically to make you spend. You didn't lose. You were beaten by a rigged game. There's a difference. And that difference is everything. They didn't sell you a product, they sold you a feeling, and then made sure the feeling never quite arrived. The science of the manufactured craving. Let's go into the brain for a second because this is where it gets genuinely disturbing. In the 1950s, neuroscientist James Olds did an experiment. He implanted electrodes into the brains of rats, specifically into a region called the nucleus accumbens. This is the brain's reward circuitry, the dopamine engine. He wired the electrodes to a lever, so when a rat pressed the lever, it got a tiny electrical stimulation to that reward center. What happened next shocked everyone. The rats would press the lever over and over, thousands of times per hour. They'd skip food, they'd skip water, they'd press, until they collapsed from exhaustion. They weren't experiencing pleasure. They were experiencing the anticipation of pleasure, and they could not stop. You're not a rat. But you have the same nucleus accumbens, and every major consumer platform in the world has spent billions of dollars engineering a digital lever for it. The countdown timer on the checkout page? That's scarcity engineering. It hijacks your threat response system and makes your brain treat a $49 jacket like a survival decision. The only 3 left in stock notification? Artificial scarcity. The influencer holding the product with perfect lighting while living a life that looks like yours but slightly better. That's aspirational identity marketing. It's not selling you a thing. It's selling you a version of yourself. The free returns policy that makes you say, I'll just try it. That's a psychology trick called the foot in the door technique. Once you have the item in your hands, returning it feels like a loss, so you keep it. None of this is accidental. None of this is neutral. It's a science, and you've been the experiment. Key concept. The dopamine hit doesn't come from getting the thing. It comes from wanting it. The moment you buy, the dopamine drops. That's why shopping feels better than owning. That's why your cart is always more exciting than your closet. The three systems working against you right now. System 1, the price anchor trap. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You walk into a store, you see a coat that costs $800. You think, that's insane. You walk 3 racks over. You see a coat for $280. Suddenly, the $280 coat seems reasonable, maybe even a bargain. You buy it. You save $520. At least that's how it feels. But here's the truth. There was no $800 coat. Or more precisely, the $800 coat wasn't there to be sold. It was there to be seen. It was placed at the front of the store specifically to reset your internal price reference point, what psychologists call the anchor. Once your brain anchors to $800, everything below it looks cheap. The store didn't sell you the $800 coat. The $800 coat sold you the $280 coat. This is called price anchoring, and it runs your entire financial life in ways you've probably never noticed. It's why car dealerships show you the premium trim first. It's why gym memberships show you the annual plan before the monthly. It's why restaurants put a $78 steak on the menu, even though only one person orders it per week. That steak isn't there to be eaten. It's there to make the $42 salmon feel affordable. The moment you realize this, you'll never walk into a store the same way again. System 2, the identity hijack. Now this one is subtle, and it's the most dangerous of the three. At some point in your life, you started connecting purchases to identity. Maybe it was the first time you wore a brand name shirt to school and felt different. Maybe it was the first time you drove a nice car and felt successful. Whatever the moment was, your brain logged it. External objects equals internal worth. Consumer companies found this log entry, and they've been writing to it ever since. When Nike says just do it, they're not selling shoes. They're selling the identity of someone who does things. When Apple puts think different on a billboard, they're not selling a laptop. They're selling the identity of a creative visionary. When a luxury brand charges $600 for a belt, they're not charging for the leather. They're charging for the signal it sends, the message it broadcasts, the story it tells about who you are. And here's the devastating part. It works. Studies in consumer psychology consistently show that people derive genuine emotional satisfaction from identity-aligned purchases, even when the product itself is functionally identical to a cheaper alternative. The feeling is real. But the identity? The identity was written for you by a marketing team in a boardroom. You didn't choose it. You inherited it. You're not expressing your identity when you buy. You're buying someone else's version of who you should want to be. System 3, the convenience trap. Let's talk about the quietest thief of them all. It's not the big purchase that ruins most people financially. It's the frictionless small one. The $14.99 subscription you signed up for during a free trial and never canceled. The Add to Cart button that exists where a Think About It for 48 Hours button should be. The food delivery app that charges $3.99 delivery, $2.50 service fee, and a 15% surge price, but puts it all in gray text while the food photos are full color and enormous. Every piece of friction that existed between you and a purchase, the drive to the store, the cash in your wallet, the line at checkout, was a natural pause, a gap where your rational brain could catch up to your emotional brain and say, wait, Do I actually need this? Digital commerce has systematically eliminated every single one of those. Pauses, one-click purchase, saved card details, auto-renew, buy now, pay later. The friction was your defense mechanism. They removed your defense mechanism and called it convenience. The real cost of convenient spending streaming subscriptions, average American household, $61 per month, food delivery, 4 times per month, average order, $88 per month, forgotten free trials gone paid, $22 per month. Impulse small purchases, less than $20 each, $74 per month. Gym/app memberships rarely use $38 per month. Monthly total $283 per month. Annual total spent conveniently $3,396 per year, $3,396. Quietly, politely extracted from your account in amounts too small to feel. And at the end of the year, you look at your bank statement and say, I'm just bad with money. No, you're just playing against a stacked deck. How to take back control. 3 unsexy but devastatingly effective strategies. The 72-hour rule. Reinstall your own friction. Every system that wants your money is designed to make you decide now. Your job is to decide later. For any non-essential purchase over $30, institute a mandatory 72-hour wait. Close the tab. Don't save it to a wish list. Just walk away. What you'll find consistently is that about 60 to 70% of those purchases simply stop mattering. The craving was real, but it was temporary. The dopamine spike fades, and you're left with the clarity that what you wanted was the feeling, not the thing. The 72-hour rule doesn't make you cheap. It makes you the one in control of your own brain. Cost per use math. Flip the frame. Stop thinking about what something costs. Start thinking about what it costs per use. A $200 pair of quality boots you wear 150 times costs $1.33 per use. A $60 trendy top you wear twice costs $30 per use. A $15 per month app you open twice a week costs roughly $1.88 per session. Not bad. A $15 per month app you open once a month costs $7.50 per session. Maybe cancel that. This one mental shift realigns your entire relationship with money. You stop asking, can I afford this? And start asking, is this worth what it actually costs me? Those are completely different questions, and only one of them leads to good decisions. The subscription audit. Schedule it quarterly. Every 3 months, open your bank statement and highlight every recurring charge. Every single one. Then for each one, ask, would I sign up for this today? Not, did I use it? Not, might I use it? Would you take out your card right now and subscribe? If the answer is not an immediate yes, it's a no. Cancel it. What you'll find the first time you do this will genuinely shock you. Most people discover between $80 and $200 per month in subscriptions they'd forgotten existed. That's $960 to $2,400 per year back in your pocket. Found money from things you were already paying for and not using. This isn't budgeting. This is archaeology. You're excavating money you already earned. The deeper shift. Spend like you designed your own life. Here's the thing none of the financial gurus talk about because it's not complicated enough to sell a course around. The single most powerful thing you can do with your money is get very, very clear on what actually makes your life better. Not what the algorithm says should make your life better. Not what the person you're trying to impress thinks makes your life better. What actually, genuinely, concretely improves your day-to-day experience on this planet. For some people, it's travel. For some people, it's food. For some, it's tools for their craft. For some, it's experiences with people they love. Whatever it is for you, spend freely there. Cut everywhere else, not because money is bad or spending is shameful, but because every dollar you spend on something that doesn't actually serve you is a dollar you didn't spend on something that does. When you start spending intentionally rather than reactively, something interesting happens. You spend less money and you feel richer. Because you stop accumulating things that carry no meaning and you start directing resources toward the life you actually want to live. The game doesn't change, but you stop playing the version they designed for you, and you start playing the version you designed for yourself. You're not bad with money. You were just playing a game you didn't know you were in. Now you know. So play differently. The machine is still running. The only question is, who's operating it? They built a system that profits from your self-doubt, that feeds on the story that you're the problem. Every time you say, I'm just bad with money, you let them off the hook and put the blame on yourself. Stop doing that. You are up against billion-dollar behavioral architecture with no instruction manual. Of course it worked on you. It works on almost everyone. But now you've got the instruction manual. Use it. If this video just saved you $50 this week, hit the like button. Not for me, for your future self who's going to be glad you did. And subscribe to Jake if you want to keep pulling back the curtain on the systems designed to keep you stuck. I'll see you in the next one. Don't let them play you.